Welcome to the Shellanomics Podcast, presented by King Midas, your ultimate source for pure Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles entertainment. Stay tuned and dive deep into the Turtleverse with us. Catch all the action on YouTube and Twitch for non-stop Ninja Turtles adventures and retro gaming thrills.
King Mike and the heroes in a half shell.
Hello all, let's do a little afterthought of Shellathon 2. So before we do Shellathon 2, let's just recap what Shellathon is for those who are new to this video. So Shellathon originally was started by myself to celebrate 40 years of Turtles. Last year they had their 40th anniversary. And we wanted to do something unique on Twitch. We've seen raid trains, we've seen marathons, subathons, donathons. So why not something with just Ninja Turtles all over the place? So I asked a couple good friends of mine on Twitch. They'd be down for it. They were in the summer of last year, 2024. We made it happen. Started on my channel with the arcades, and then we bounced around every couple hours to the next streamer up with a turtle game. And we ended up going about 14 hours because we had so much fun. A couple guys wanted to go a little extra. So what is Shellathon 2? Well, if Shellathon 1 was about the Turtles, Shellathon 2, yes, it's about the Turtles, but it's not about the Turtles. Shellathon 2 was my way of giving the world some of my best streaming friends that I've met for the last 3 years. As I said in a couple of the Shellathon streams, we had 20 people doing this year, guys. 20. Imagine going to 20 different houses in 2 days and not having anxiety and actually feeling welcome and appreciated that you're there. So I made sure I picked 20 of my best friends who were going to be up for this, and they were. But before we go any further, we have to give special thanks to Simon Ashtier and Puzzle Better, because the other crazy idea of Shellathon was, why don't we go 48 hours? Can we really go 48 hours straight of Ninja Turtle gaming from 6 a.m. on a Friday all the way to about 6 a.m. on a Sunday? So we had a game plan for it. A couple things unfortunately fell through. Some people weren't feeling too hot, which happens. You know, when you have 20 people line up for something, you know, if somebody's bound to get sick, or, you know, a lot of people our age, you know, are in this group, or anywhere between, you know, 20s, 30s, and 28. We'll go as far as that. But anyways, just, you know, some things happen, and Simon and Puzzle stepped up to the challenge, and we're saying, hey, Mike, we'll fill in if you need us anywhere. And they did not once but twice. And they did the graveyard shift. They went 5 hours day one. I can't recall how long they went day 2 for. I want to say at least another 2 or 3 hours. And without them, the Shellathon 48-hour goal would have not happened. And what was really cool is Simon's a passionate Ninja Turtle fan like myself, and like most of the streamers involved in this. And Puzzle Better was there to help him out. So big ups to you guys before we go down and break down every streamer we had this year. The other goal of Shellathon was I wanted to have every retro game possible. Now, last year, we couldn't do that. There were a couple games that are tough and people didn't have any interest in, or we just didn't have the time. So this year, we got them all in. We had every game from Nintendo all the way to Miss DOS. So if I was wearing a cap, I'd tip it. 90s Craig, thank you, my dude. He volunteered to play Manhattan Missions, which is a Miss DOS Ninja Turtle game. And we got some eyes on it, and a lot of people enjoyed it. I myself, I'm finally going to give it a whirl if I can find a copy of it. So I'm looking forward to giving that one a play. So thanks to 90s Craig. So we went from 6 a.m. all the way till Sunday. So we're just going to go down the row of all these great people that are streamers. If you get time, definitely check out their Twitch. So we have myself start off just a brief kickoff show, but Rydia 486 had a hell of a challenge playing the second Game Boy game, and she got through it. So tipping a cap to you, friend. Thank you so much for participating and just showing people if you stick with something, you're going to get better. And what was awesome was, you know, I myself, Watch Ori, and a couple others, we don't mind using save states or rewinds if we need to. Radio's like, I'm playing this the way it was supposed to be played, and I'm going to do it. I either do it or I don't. So she pulled it off. It was awesome. It was nice to see her reaction of satisfaction. You know, a lot of people say this too when you're playing, you know, retro games. There's no better feeling than finally beating it and beating it clean and legit. So, Rydia, thank you for being a part of Shellathon. Earth the Hunter was next up. this guy's been wanting to, he was hyped from the first Shellathon, and he wanted revenge on Turtles in Time, and he got some. He actually beat the level that held him up last year. That was the Technodrome battle versus Shredder, because it is very annoying if you don't know the mechanics on how to throw foot soldiers. So Earth pulled it off, got all the way up to Slash, and I guarantee he's going to beat that game by the end of 2025. Then we went to Vanessa Bean, who actually reached out to me to be a part of this Shellathon. And she played the first Game Boy game. And she did great for her first time playing. You know, it's not easy with these games, especially the Konami games. They made these games very challenging. And I did get a little nervous because she kept saying her thumbs were hurting. And if anybody knows, I had a sore thumb when I was playing Contra not too long ago. I played Contra Super C for Nintendo. And yeah, those thumbs, when you get up there in age, they can be a little sore after gaming. So Vanessa went and Shumi came in. Now, Shumi was a part of the original Shellathon. He played Shredder's Revenge in that one and had a great time. We actually had a full tank of people there, which is hard to do with a game that's out a couple years, but Shumi had a full house of 6. And then this time he went around and played some Nick All-Star Brawl. So the other part of the Shellathon is there's so many different Turtle games out there that we wanted to show pretty much all that we could. And Shumi went above and beyond and actually streamed his April. And eventually maybe he'll do Rocksteady and Nick All-Star Brawl. Then he played some Ninja Turtles for Injustice 2. So he showed off some skills there. Thank you, Shumi. Retro Jenny, we got a couple clips. We're going to make a montage video. This might be edited by Al when he gets to it, if he can make one for us. Me and Jen went 5 hours earlier in 2024 playing a whole bunch of Turtle games. So we gave Jenny the easy ones. We gave her some arcade ones, and she pulled through. Had a couple chuckles over there. So Jen, thank you for 90 minutes of Turtle gaming. And we're going to stop right here and just tell you guys again just why I picked these people. So Jen is one of the few people I've seen actually pause, yes, pause, an arcade game. Now you can do that with the Cowabunga collection, but Retro Jenny, the one after Soda, pretty much anybody on this list right here, they'll stop their game just to talk to their viewers, which I think is incredible. Because again, we're not doing this for us. We're doing it for you guys. So if you're not there, who are we streaming to? So I thought that was awesome that Jen would actually take her time, acknowledge everybody popping on in, and Jen's taking a little break. So Jen's actually one of almost a handful of people that really don't, well, Jen usually streams, but a lot of these people are only popping in and out for Shellathon streams. So Jen, thank you very much. Then we went to our good friend Stellar, another awesome streamer, and just like Retro Jenny made sure we acknowledge anybody who pops in. I hope you guys check out Stellar sometime. What I like what he does is, some streamers will have like an ending credit scene. Stellar will actually just try to look at everybody who popped in and said hello, and like an auctioneer, take a deep breath and just fire out anybody because he is so grateful that anybody stops in. Stellar went and tried to relive his awesome moment of beating Turtles Hyperstone Heist without continues on hard mode with standard livestock. And like he was saying, it's like, hey, he could pretty much dominate that game if he had a couple more lives or if he used continues, but just for you guys. And Stellar likes to challenge himself. If you guys don't check out his channel, he's got some awesome streams on YouTube as well as Twitch, you know, for some awesome accomplishments. So Stellar, thank you for being a part of this, and we hope to get you in the next one if we can. Lord Pookums, now technically he was not on the Shellathon day 1, but I really wanted Pook to be a part of this because he's another guy who's just on another level when it comes to gaming. And Pook had a great idea. Why don't we just have, you know, a community right here, Mike? This is what Turtle games are about, right, dude? You know, hanging out with your buddies, playing side by side. So Pookums streamed for a couple hours and did 4 Turtle games. The arcade game with his buddies, Go 10 Rydia, and a couple others were there. I myself played Turtles 3 and Turtles in Time with him. What was amazing was for Turtles in Time, we had a great run, and we also ended up with the same score. That usually doesn't happen. We both had 6-4-3, which was pretty funny there. So Pook, I thank you again, and thank you. Like I say, this is going to be edited eventually, but I wanted to show this on Twitch unedited. Most of these streamers in here, I would say just about everybody was at least popping in everyone else's streams too, which was just shows you again how they put others first, which you know, again, made sure I contacted all these guys to be a part of this. Then we went into Dean's Rule. Now Dean had a Shellathon hype stream on his channel for a couple of days, hyping us up with some Turtle nostalgia. So I thank you for that. And he played the TMNT game for Game Boy Advance. Again, first time playing it, did a great job. And as of this stream, he beat it the next day. No, 2 days. He beat it Sunday. So thank you, Dean, for being a part of this and hanging out with a whole bunch of our streaming friends. Now, B-Mills is a guy who hasn't streamed since Shellathon 1. He's one of our mods here. He helps us out with our Shellanomics podcast, does a lot for our community, among other things for other streamers out there. And he played Shredder's Revenge at night. So thank you, B-Mills, for being a part of it. And, you know, the door's always open if you want to come back if we ever do Shellathon 3. So hopefully you stream before then, but if not, no worries. So from B-Mills, we had a little bit of a schedule change here. Sonic Last Riot, don't worry, dude. We know you're going to be a part of Shellathon 3 if it happens. Thank you for volunteering to be a part of it. Sonic, unfortunately, got a real bad bug and couldn't speak. And if you guys know Sonic, he is a friend who actually wants to give it his all and go 100%. Unfortunately, can't do that when you really can't talk. So we had to make a couple changes. So these are the people we brought up earlier. Simon Ashtier and Puzzle Better. Simon Tier stepped up and said, Mike, I got a real cool game that I want to be a part of this. I'm passionate about it. Can we please find a way to get out of the shadows in here? So we made that possible. And Simon went the longest out of all of our Shellathons. He went from, I believe it was 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. early Saturday morning. And it looks like he had a hell of a time. Puzzle Better sang the Ninja Turtle song from the movie, if you guys want to check out that VOD. So, Simon, thank you again, and very knowledgeable about the game, too. It's nice when you hang out with streamers who are very knowledgeable about a game, because you can learn some stuff from them. And especially because that game you can't get anymore. It's that one, and I want to say Turtles in Time Reshelled. It was a remaster by Ubisoft. It was a hard one to find, so maybe we'll get that one to be a part of Shellathon 3. I own that one. I have it on my 360. But next we had Grim Viper. Now, Grim was getting the hell beat out of him with sickness as well. Grim was part of our original Shellathon. He wanted to play Mutants Unleashed. It's a new Ninja Turtle game. And Grim did awesome. He was there for a couple hours, not 100%. Was still able to go. And surprisingly, I believe he made it in just about every person's stream, too, which is hard to do. And another quick timeout. We are calling Puzzle Better and Simon Ash the 5th and 6th Turtle. But Steven Jackson, we found him in Retro Jenny's stream during our Shellathon, and he was so hyped for this. I'm 99.9% sure, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he went to everybody's stream afterwards. So he went a full 24 plus hours, because Jen went from 2:30 to 4 my time, and we brought this party in all the way to about like 3 a.m. So Steven Jackson, thank you for being our biggest supporter. So from Grim, we went into Alpha. Alpha, another guy who was a part of the original one who played the Game Boy games. And on this one, he was also not 100%. Made an announcement in his Discord saying he wasn't feeling so hot. We said, oh boy, that sucks, because Alpha, I want to say right under Sonic and Earth in Vance. Alpha's like one of the guys who was very hyped about this. He loves Turtles as much as all of us do. And for him not to be a part of it, I know he was going to feel a little bad, but he made it through. I believe viewers helped him out. Did a great job with tournament fighters. I'm going to keep bringing this up, Alpha. I hope I don't rib you too much, but, you know, we suggest going to the next streamer with your community. So up next was our good friend John the Scavenger. John was not a part of Shellathon 1, but he sure as hell felt like it. He was in pretty much everybody's stream, having a good time, saying hi to everybody. So he wanted to be a part of it this year, and we got him in there. But Alpha was supposed to raid out, and he goes, no, I don't want John the Revenger. I want John the Scavenger. So we managed to fix that. And John played Shredder's Revenge for all you guys. What was nice was, again, we had a full house for that game. John's never played it besides 2 days ago, just doing some training. And John actually did an awesome job with everybody. We dubbed him Jonatello. Again, for some reason, just about almost every streamer, except for yours truly and Lord Pookums and Olipop, I think we all went with somebody else, but everybody else was going with Donatello for this whole ride. So, John, thank you very much for your contributions. Thanks for hanging out with everybody. And just, you know, being a good dude. We've been friends for a while, so I appreciate you. Then we came to my channel. Now, I have to do my part over again. I actually made everybody stream, and for my game, I had the capture wrong. So nobody could see half the world. So I just shows you how tired I was putting this all together. But we still had a good time. We played Radical Rescue. I'm going to show this unedited after I play Rescue Palooza again today. But thank you guys for popping on in. What's cool too is in a little break, we had about, I'll save that for the end. Olipop came up next, and he was going for a speed run again. Now, Olipop was a part of the original Shellathon. He streamed in the beginning. Goten's a part of the original one. We'll get to him later because we're going down the list in order. But Goten had some issues with weather, and he couldn't stream in the original Shellathon. So B-Mills came on. We dubbed him the Fifth Turtle. And I know he wanted to play Shredder's Revenge, but we already did that one. And at that time, Shellathon 2, I wanted to have Shredder's Revenge twice, because I know that one's so much fun with friends. So we had a night shift and a day shift. But I told him, hey, can you play Goten's games, Turtles 2 and Turtles 3? I said, all right. So we threw on God mode. So we were joking around in a couple streams like, guys, you're not going to be B-Mills. You're just not going to. I mean, the dude was unhittable. He was untouchable. So back to that is after that, we said, you know, it's kind of unsatisfying. So Olipop played Turtles 1 for Nintendo, but then we did the speed run. So technically he beat it, but then we did one without Donatello. And we put a poll up on B-Mill's stream, and this is how we kind of got like a little after party going. Should Olipop come back on again? He did. I ended up falling asleep, but if you watch his original YouTube video, it's like, it's 2 a.m. at the Shellathon, and we're still going strong. Something like that. And he actually hit it. It was about 40 minutes of speed run. So it was a great way to end Shellathon 1. And then this time around, he got a new PB. And we're going to end our little afterthought speech with the joy on his face of what he ended up pulling together yesterday for us. So, because that's pretty much what Shellathon's all about. Well, man, we went to 90s Craig. Now, 90s Craig, I wrote immediately after Shellathon 1 and said, dude, you've played some of the most funkiest games out there. You've played Ace Ventura. You've played Star Trek. There's a Ninja Turtle game out here that nobody is either volunteered to play or can't figure it out or just plain old doesn't want to. Would you be interested in streaming the Manhattan missions for Miss Doss? And he was like, Mikey, sure, let's do it. So he came on, and it was a blast in his stream. Another flashback. We had Stellar and 90s Craig. I was redeeming some channel point stuff with them. This is going to be grand in the montage. Now, you can check out their VODs. They're up on their channels now. But we asked them both about pineapple on pizza, and both of them have hilarious thoughts. So, Craig's a good dude. Craig, if we do Shellathon 3, I will gladly give you the honor of playing Manhattan Missions again, so maybe you can possibly beat it. Thank you for giving me the confidence to try it, because I still didn't know what the hell I was going to get into if I played it. And a couple other retro streamers, I know Dean's Rule said he'd be interested in playing it now, and it looked like a lot of people in your stream that day had some intrigue in that. Let me go to our buddy Vance. Vance is an OG Shellathoner. Not only has he been on our podcast helping you guys out beating Turtles 3, our 6 Turtle puzzle better said without Vance's tips, she may have never beaten Turtles 3 for Nintendo. So Vance went to his bread and butter, dominated that game, except I lost 12,000 channel points, hoping he'd go deathless. We tried that on my podcast. He came up a little short. This time he made it all the way to Super Shredder and fell just a smidge short. And like he says, no excuses. But if he didn't go Donatello, he thinks he would have had a good shot at doing that, especially after he got through the Krang fight. Then we went into Goten. Now, Goten was the original Shellathoner. Weather botched him up. He's like, let's make this a little spicy. Although, technically, he said he couldn't figure out the special for Nintendo Turtles 2. Said, you know what? We're going to do this without the special. So watching his stream, me and another good streaming friend of ours, Little Mixer, said, you know what? It's a pretty cool challenge. I might want to take that on someday. So Goten fell a little short on his challenge, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back for Shellathon 3. I do know another good friend of ours, Perfect Spade, wants to be a part of it next year, and he wants Turtles 2. But Goten, if you want to run this one again or run Turtles 3, let me know, and we'll go from there. And then we went to Watch Ori Play Stuff. Now, 90s Craig and Watch Ori were 2 huge pieces of the puzzle that I personally needed for this Shellathon. Because we said earlier, I wanted this to have every retro game from the Ninja Turtle era that I grew up on. And 3 of the toughest games to get was somebody to play the Ninja Turtles for Nintendo. Because at that time, I wasn't confident in myself because I have not beaten it. And a couple of our other streaming friends who were involved have already beaten it, and they wanted to try something new. Watchy was interested. So he did Turtles 3, and he beat it for us for the Game Boy. not an easy one to do, even with save states and rewind features. So Watch Ori, thank you very much. Now, again, we wanted to push for 48 hours. That was the goal. That was our advertising. So our 6th and 5th turtle came back, Simon Ash and Puzzle, after going 5 hours the night before and still popping in streams and still saying hello. They finished Out of the Shadows, which is awesome. And then on top of that, for a cherry on top, Vance Velez came back on for an after party. And Vance helped us hit 6 a.m. So from Friday to Sunday, January the 3rd to January the 5th, we pulled out 48 hours of Ninja Turtle content. That's all it was. I try to do my best to pick out games that everybody would like. I do my best to try and work with everybody's schedule. I know it's not easy. I try to work with their streaming schedule. And what was cool too is I rewatched some of Vance's VOD, and they actually kept the Shellathon going. And that's pretty much what this group is. You know, again, with all the people I picked, we put ourselves second. We put you guys first for when it comes to Twitch, in my opinion, at least from what I've seen with everybody here. And we got to go make somebody's day. Now, I know when I started out 3 years ago, nothing would, hype me up more than just seeing a rate of 1, 2, 5, 10. But because we've worked hard and built up some great connections with friends, we actually had almost 30 to 50 to 70 people consistently in everybody's stream. And we were able to surprise, I believe they took care of a nice friend who was not a part of Shellathon. But even I believe Grim wrote me on the side and said, "Hey, Mike, nice job, dude. We actually made somebody else's day," and he said he'd keep the party going. So special thanks to Vance for that, giving his closing thoughts to close out Shellathon too. Other thoughts I want to give before we bring this in for a landing. So a special thank you has to go to all you guys, the viewers out there, because without you guys, who are we streaming for? Thank you very much for keeping your tabs open. I want to make sure I got every little note. I think I was able to thank everybody. Yes, we thank Steven Jackson. Talked about the 20 streamers. If there's already talks, if I'm able to pull off, I was able to check on everybody's stream. I wanted to make sure, with my gratitude to give to you guys, I popped in every stream for the last 2 days. Now, Mikey didn't get a lot of sleep. That's okay. I was able to get some power naps in, some meditations, healthy eats besides Blue Moon and pizza I had yesterday. I needed to clock out for a little while and celebrate. But I popped in everybody's stream. Thank you all. Thank you, Shellathoners. Thank you, viewers. People are already saying if we do a Shellathon 3, if we do, the goal would be to go from Thursday to Sunday. So it would be 4 hours. All right, 4 days, 4 days. But before we go, I'm going to fade out here. And I'm going to take you guys to a clip of Olipop's stream yesterday, because the joy and emotion that he brings is exactly what, to me, the Shellathon's all about. Yes, it's focused on Ninja Turtle gaming. Yes, it's focused on great community and great, gamers and just wholesome people. But at the end of the day, it's doing this, which is bringing smiles to people's faces, overcoming obstacles, and just having fun. So we're going to take you back to his last 30 seconds of his stream here, and then we're going to close out this video. So once again, thank you guys very much. We love you all. We hope to see you if we do a Shellathon 3, but for now, just enjoy Shellathon 2. Check out all those streamers that we talked about. You can join our Discord if you want to talk more with us. And Olipop, thank you as well, because I'm hoping you can help me put together some sort of montage. If not, no big deal. But anyways, guys, here's his last 30 seconds as we end our afterthought video.
Let's go. Every turtle's got to go. Every turtle has to have a turn. Except Don. We don't like Don. How did the scroll not hurt him? It's kind of bogus. Like, that's supposed to hurt a lot, isn't it? Now, Leo, you sit it out. We gotta finish. And 28-31. Whoa! I didn't even look up. Holy crap! We did it! Holy crap! We saved the rat guy. He's no longer gone. That's a new PB. Yes, it is. It is. It is. Holy crap.
King Mike and the heroes in a half shell.
Thanks for listening to Shellanomics. Follow us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for the video version. Stay tuned for more Ninja Turtles insights.